Our craft are seen in your skies so frequently now, that disclosure is hardly necessary where proof of our existence is required. The days of covering up our presence are pointless, and when some of your astronauts are prepared to acknowledge it, we wonder what more the skeptics want as proof. However, that does not really cause us any concern, as those in doubt must find their own truth. But you may nevertheless wonder why your authorities still stick their heads in the sand. It is, dear ones, the prospect of having to answer for all of the lies that have been told, and their ultimate admission that they have their own spacecraft for many years. Furthermore, they do not want you to know that they have not only had contact with the Greys but have worked with them for almost 80 years, a long time of deception whilst allowing abductions and cattle mutilations. The truth does not stand very well on their shoulders, and there is also a little matter of bases on the Moon and Mars. For the Dark Ones, the truth opens Pandora's box, and not least of all shows where trillions of dollars of your money have been spent on black operations. We could go further, but suffice to say that there will be no hiding place for those who are guilty of the biggest criminal acts ever perpetrated against their own people. They have so much to answer for that what we have told you is just the tip of the iceberg. We know you will question how it could happen under your very noses with you having little or no knowledge about it. The answer is that the Illuminati have wielded great power and influence, and they have worked towards this time for thousands of years. In spite of all that, their days are numbered, and they will reflect on the fact that they have failed at the last hurdle. Your next question will be, why were they not stopped? And that is because it is not anyone else's place to interfere with the evolution of another species. Yes, we have been allowed to guide you and advance your understanding, but the final choice has been yours as the creators of your own evolution. Coming up to date, you are experiencing the result of your own desires and intentions where you have given away your authority to others. It is your creation and why you will see it through to the end. As ever, the only exception is where the higher beings who oversee it act for the Creator and allow intervention. Since the Dark Ones should have conceded their power over you some time ago, it has now reached a point where it will be taken away from them. Even the Dark Ones have to obey some rules and cannot run riot as they wish. The overriding factor in this cycle has been the Creator's decree that it will be completed with ascension. Therefore, it has been supported by the Galactic Federation and other bodies of light, with the promise that it would be concluded as intended. There was not going to be a repeat of the last catastrophe when the Atlanteans destroyed Atlantis some 10,000 years ago. Your history is another area that requires much correction, as again it bears little resemblance to the truth. Each country has written it according to how they would like it to be remembered. Naturally, they write their annals about the glory of war, and hide their atrocities and crimes against conquered people. Greed and power have accompanied most campaigns, and wars have been deliberately started for that purpose. The whole scenario is one that reflects the actions of those who have lost touch with their God self. That was not unexpected, as once you dropped down into the lower vibrations, you forgot who you really were. To err is not considered as much a sin as failing to learn from them. To ensure that you did not remain trapped in the third dimension, a plan was conceived that would see a gradual influx of souls that could still rise above such a low vibration. The result has been that for over 100 years the light has been re-established on Earth. Now you have powerful grids that encircle it from which you can draw the light to yourselves. We are pleased to say that having helped supply the impetus for growth over thousands of years, it is gratifying for us to at last see such wonderful results. It means that regardless of what you see in the outer world, everything is going according to plan. Ascension is assured, and before very long the positive proof will be before you. Dramatic times lay ahead, but all point towards the end of the cycle and your opportunity to leave duality in its present form. Wherever you progress to, you will still carry the responsibility for your actions. However, In the higher vibrations of the dimensions you are moving into, you have a level of consciousness that does not carry dark thoughts or allow such actions. You have all come to Earth to increase your spiritual understanding, and overcome the challenge of the lower vibrations by returning to the light. If you look at your experiences as all being of value, and remember that you came from the higher dimensions to do so, you cannot and should not really view yourself as a failure. However, if a soul has been overcome by the lower energies, it is necessary to climb your way back to the higher ones before you can fully return to the light. Since you have all infinity in which to do so, there is no great cause for concern, as you will be helped all of the way back. God is all love and has never deserted or condemned a single soul, but instead surrounded them in the love and light that will lift them up. You will find that as the souls of light put themselves in places of authority, the dark ones will try to block them, but to no avail. This is the time that the changes must commence, and disinformation is already circulating. You should, however, by now be sufficiently discerning to be able to seek out the truth. If it does not bear the feel of truthfulness, then you may conclude that it is false. As always, trust your intuition, and if in doubt, set it aside until you know one way or the other. You are not easily fooled, but sometimes prone to react differently to fear-laden predictions. We are here to ensure that your passage is as trouble-free as possible. There will be casualties, but with Mother Earth needing to proceed with her own cleansing, that is unavoidable. I am SaLuSa from Sirius, and pass on the love and greetings from the Galactic Federation. It will not be long now before we meet some of you. Thank you, SaLuSa.